Riley, mate, obviously a great game for you off the bench against India. I guess firstly, how did you pull up from that, and how are you feeling about potentially starting in the next contest on a physical basis?
Yeah, physically I feel very good. I feel ready and willing to contribute in any which way I'm required, and if that be starting off the bench again, I'm more than ready.
I mean, how good did it feel to be out there? You've had to work very hard to get back here. You had those injury issues at Middlesbrough. You've come back, and I mean, not only have you slotted in right in the first competitive game of the Asian Cup, but you've provided an assist and really given them a spark off the bench.
Yeah, no, every game I want to go out there and contribute in the way I can, like I said, and yeah, being out with my injury, I've come back with maybe a little bit of a different outlook on the opportunities I do get, and not taking any for granted. In the moment when you're not injured, you don't really think of that, but when you come out and come away from it, kind of changes your perspective, and I'm just very grateful to be out there, and very grateful to be able to, have the opportunity to play for my country.
Anna?
Yeah, hey Riley, congrats on the assist the other day. It feels like in this tournament there's an opportunity for a player to really come in and grab it by the scruff of the neck. It looked like you were able to do that the other day. How keen are you now, you're sort of 25, coming into a good part of your career, keen to be the guy that can really make things happen for the Socceroos?
Yeah, I think you're right. In my opinion, I don't think there's any one person that's going to do that and grab it by the scruff of the neck. I think we all can, and we all have the opportunity as a team to push forward, and in some games other players are going to push more than some, and some are going to bring different aspects, and everyone's going to be needed, I think, along this journey if we are going to be successful. So I think it's about everyone standing up in the right opportunity they're given.
And for you, obviously that second goal comes about by you being willing to take on players. Is that something you feel like you personally can maybe bring, Riley? Because we know that teams are going to sit back against you. You're pretty willing to take players on and try and make things happen.
Yeah, I think taking risks is a part of football, and without risk taking, the end product is going to be hard to find. But I think we've got so many good, capable players in this squad that can do that. And as I said, everyone's going to be needed in some way or other, and someone's going to bring their own aspects and individuality to certain games.
Luke?
Yeah, hey Riley, just what you were talking about before with the sort of not taking things for granted, was that sort of like a period of reflection during your injury? Just, you played a stack of football up until that point, and then be forced to sit out. Was there just a moment there where you thought, gee, I can't take this for granted?
Yeah, definitely. I know I'm still quite young in terms of my career sense, but the realisation hit me that the clock is ticking, and my career is not going to be forever, and having a prolonged injury like I did definitely put that into perspective. And when you are playing week in, week out, or game in, game out, these things all bundle into one. But coming away from it and looking kind of from an outside perspective definitely made me realise a few things.
I noticed post-match, I think you were speaking to Matt on the field, that was on the Socceroos YouTube page, that you mentioned goals, and Arnie mentioned to us that you in particular he's been talking to about trying to sort of add more goals to your game as he searches for more goals from this team. Just take us inside those discussions, and you've obviously been conscious of it, the fact that you mentioned it after the game as well the other night.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as an attacker, you want to score, you want to assist, you want to contribute in any which way you can. And I think for me to take my game to the next level, I need more goals on a consistent basis, or at least threatening the goal. And I think having these conversations with the coaches and reflecting on myself, not only here in the national team but at club as well, is my aim and goal going forward on a personal level. But then as a collective, it's obviously different in a team environment.
Marco?
Yeah, Riley, Arnie was saying the other day that while it was unfortunate that you got injured, it might have been a blessing in disguise because you were playing so much like, football. Do you agree? And have you come back, sort of, I guess, fresher than ever?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't agree that an injury was kind of something I needed. But I think taking it in my stride and accepting what it was and being able to reflect upon that and to somewhat freshen up and reset a little bit definitely has helped me as I said and mentioned before, kind of have a new outlook and a new perspective on my career and how I perceive my football going forward.
And mate, that Scorpion kick goal of yours seems like an age ago now. As a player, how do you think since then you've sort of matured and improved, and what do you offer, do you think, that's different to what the rest of the Socceroos sort of midfield offers?
Yeah, I think I've come a long way as a player since then. I think that was in 2018, and that definitely didn't define me, or it definitely didn't get me to where I was. I think that was one goal in a number of achievements I've had so far, and I've had to work hard to where I've got to. So I definitely won't see that as a turning point in my career. But no, I think I just like to bring hard work and I want to say creativity and more goals to this team. But I think, as I said, and as I've mentioned over the past 5-10 minutes, we've all got different aspects we can bring, and really everyone as a collective and as a squad is going to be needed to be able to perform and bring the success that we really want here in camp and as a nation.
Matt, come to you.
Yeah, Riley. Hi, Riley. I'm just looking ahead to the next game against Syria. What's the sort of the things that you've been working on as a team to look forward to the next game, and are there anything in particular against Syria that you guys in particular think is a specific threat that they may be posing to you in your next group game?
No, I just think we need to have patience, as per we showed against India. Teams are going to show us respect as we are with them, and I think if they are going to sit in a low block or they are going to press us, we have the outcomes and we practice these things so we know how to deal with certain situations. We're not going to be surprised, and I think it definitely showed against India as well, the patience we had to go throughout the game with a low block, and we had to break them down, and we got what we wanted in the end, and we won the game, and we didn't concede, and we kept a clean sheet. So whatever it be against Syria or the games going forward, we're going to be prepared.
Yeah, and Arnie mentioned after the game against India that there was perhaps a bit too much excitement in the training the night before and leading into the first game. Do you think that excitement has sort of subsided and the focus has sort of taken more control in between these two games, or has Arnie sort of worked on that in particular to try and make it a bit more of a grounded approach or anything like that leading into your next game?
I think personally excitement is good. It's the way in which you use it, and I think as an somewhat experienced player in the squad, we've got boys on both aspects of that, and it's about harnessing that. And Arnie's right, we need to use it in the right way, and kind of keep a level head and move forward and focus on what we can control.
Christian?
Hi, Riley. Just in terms of the India game and facing a low block as he did, what sort of instructions did Arnie give you before coming on? And in terms of the tournament as a whole, and we'll see Syria's approach on Thursday, but how much focus has been placed on breaking down low blocks, considering you are the side that is likely to have more of the ball in most games?
Yeah, I think from what I remember, he just said kind of come on and affect the game in any which way I can. And I think, as I said before, teams are going to show us respect, whether that be a low block or a high press, or they're going to come at us, or they're going to sit in. We know what we need to do, and we're going to be kind of prepared for these situations. And the main thing is just being patient and trusting in the way in which the coaching staff have set us up to play, and the way in which we know we can play, and really trusting each other that we're going to get the result in the end.
Follow up from you, Christian?
No, all good.
All good. Jack?
Hey Riley, how you going, mate?
Good, thanks.
Just thought there's obviously a lot of different names in the lineup, so how have you gone about sort of integrating the new guys in, having been such a fresh face not too long ago yourself?
Obviously we've played in and against a lot of the players personally I played against a lot of the players that have come in and that are somewhat new. So I think it's just about being kind of accepting, knowing that I've been in the position that they had before, and just trying to help them, whether that be from a distance or whether that be on a more personal level, just offering whatever I can, and still learning from the senior boys who are many more games and more camps ahead of me as well.
And plenty of South Aussies amongst the group, so how good is that to sort of see as well?
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm a proud South Australian, and to have a lot of other boys here amongst it is really awesome for the state, and yeah, it just makes you smile every time.
Cheers, Matt.
All right, Joey and Luke, we'll just come to you guys for just a couple additional questions, but then Riley's got to shoot. So Joey, I'll go to you first, and then Luke.
Riley, I wanted to, a bit before you talked about how your time on the sidelines, you were thinking about your footballing mortality in a way, but looking at you right now, mate, you're 25 years old, you've played just about 200 games of club football. Do you feel like at the moment you're now entering your footballing prime, so to speak? And I mean, what's your personal goals over the next few years? How far do you want to rise, and what level do you want to achieve during this period?
Yeah, I mean, typically, I guess players reach their prime towards their late to mid-20s. But, I try and be in my prime all the time. There's no I like to think of it, there's no real limit to when you can be or can't be or will be or won't be in your prime. But I definitely think it comes with experience, and the more games I play and the more experience I kind of accrue, then naturally I will, be more consistent and grow and be a better player. But I think over the next however many years I play football, I just want to play at the highest level possible, whatever that be, and represent, Australia at as many tournaments, World Cups, Asian Cups, as many caps as I can. But I just think growing every day and as an individual and as a player, improving is the main goal for me, and wherever that takes me, I'm looking forward to finding out.
And you're a bit of a veritable Swiss Army knife, mate, in all the positions that you can play, especially since you've gone over to Europe and you've worked in a borough under Michael Carrick. What do you think is your best position?
Wherever I'm required.
Arnie's going to love that answer.
Luke, just a couple more from you, and then we'll leave it there.
Yeah, just one from me, Riley. Just obviously with your highlight reel, it's pretty spectacular amongst players, even beyond the A-League, the goals you've scored for Borough. Does that come from once you feel comfortable in an environment like you do at Borough, and we see you score those wonder goals, but the confidence to take that on? And do you feel that, if something like that popped up at national level, you'd have the confidence to do that and sort of not go in your shell and bring it down and, play a pass somewhere else? You'd have the confidence to hit like that first time like you do at club level?
Yeah, I think I'm just as confident here as I am, at club. And as I said before, it's about that risk taking. But at the end of the day, I'd love to score 10 tap-ins, mate, as well. So I'll take what I can get, and I'm going to continue to play the way I play, regardless of if it's at club or country.